Welcome.
Hello, we're at school today.
I've got my pencil case, and it's got an eraser and a rubber and a magazine called Ocean. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Cut that. That's not important. Bleep out that name.
Bleeping out that name.
Bleep it out. We don't want to let anyone know where we are. But we're in class, and I'm ready to learn all about the great mysteries of life.
So yes, we are still in the radio studios here at 2SER because I still have no floor.
It's true. And you won't for the next 8 years if your predictions are correct.
Yeah, about right. Fucking, I don't know what it is with construction projects. I've been living next to construction sites nearly nonstop for the past 8 years, and it's fucking 3 buildings.
Nice.
And they've cumulatively been delayed up to like 12 years or some shit.
Excellent. That sounds like quality Sydney construction to me. Thankfully, I live in a crap hole out in the middle of nowhere for all my life, so I don't have to worry about that. Like, look, in the share house I'm in now, doesn't matter. We go, landlord, fix my toilet, and it hasn't happened. It's been about 2 months since my toilet broke. It still isn't fixed.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we have more than one. And back in my parents' place, we just fixed that place up ourselves. We're like, Dad, go up in the rafters and like fix all the cables and stuff, and he did it.
Yes, the predicted time for this project that's currently going on at my place was like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
It's day 4, and we've already had a predicted delay of up to a month.
Perfect. At least it's not like 3 months, you know. At least it's only one. It's like 4 weeks in a month, so it's only like an extra week and a bit.
Anyway, I'm excited to see how life is with Shion in class.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be weird not having me on here, though.
You know what I've decided?
What?
I've decided we need to give Ryukashi a point every time from now that I say Mion instead of Shion.
But then when do we get points for that? That seems pretty one-sided to me. And we can't have that on a show that's meant to be one-sided towards us.
If we can't tell who it is, then we get points. Standard rules apply.
Okay, sure.
Okay? So the more open Ryukashi is with us from this point,
yep,
the more the more points he gets.
Okay.
The more confusing it is, the more points we get.
Sounds good to me. I'm sure this will be fine. So yeah.
So if we're really struggling for points, we can just reread Watanagashi.
Does that mean I can't say Shmion anymore? Does that mean I have to commit to one or the other?
No. You're fine. It's me.
Oh, you mean for like voicing? I thought you meant for like just calling them by their correct names.
I don't. Well,
because you never do and I always do, so I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, I don't think you've made the mistake once yet.
No.
Someone's probably going to go dig up an example where you have got it wrong now. But
that's not fair. The whole point is I'm supposed to be misleading you.
Right? But that's right. So because you are misleading me, and so far to my mind you haven't got it wrong this arc yet.
No.
But I've got it wrong fucking constantly.
I hope not. I hope I haven't got it wrong this arc. That'd be real embarrassing.
But you're responsible for declaring the points, okay?
Okay,
So if I
sure.
don't declare the points, they don't happen.
Sounds good to me. I will declare at least some points, I promise you.
Okay,
It's gonna
cool.
be very weird.
I expect perfect honesty and a fair game.
Yes, that's what we get here on the Jacono and Magus hour.
That's it's good. I'm glad. I'm glad we can trust each other with this.
I don't know that we can, but let's
Okay.
do it anyway. Who is this?
It's Chie, obviously.
I guess it must be.
Fuck, I haven't done this voice in a while.
Yeah, I know. It's fun, isn't it?
President, if you would. For a moment, I forgot that the class president was me. All rise.
Oh, wow. Such Mion.
She's so good at this. I
so good
already
at
can't
being
tell
someone
who it
else.
is.
It's Chie Sensei.
Looks like you didn't get enough sleep. I know it's been a very hot at night lately, but try to get as much sleep as you can. All right, everyone?
Oh, man, this is going to be a fun chapter.
Lumps homework onto desk. Suck it.
Get wrecked. You have to do at least 6 hours of work outside of the 8 or 9 hours of school, and you gotta also do a part-time job for 4 hours, and then you'll just have to make the rest of it up with the late night studies. Hope you're drinking lots of caffeine, children.
Fucking big caffeine in here trying to...
I don't drink caffeine. I just don't do coffee. Every single day I go into work and I'm tired, I'm like, no coffee. Can't do it. It's a terrible idea.
I had this great moment at work the other day. There's this one guy in the office who just goes and gets everyone coffee. And the first day I was working there, he went and got a coffee, and it was just sitting on my desk, fucking staring me down like the whole day. And I was like, I'm not fucking touching you. I'm not touching you.
That reminds me, I saw there was a report. I'll see if I can find it between now and when the video uploads, where it was like a study on how many. Did you read that line? Did you read Yes, Ma'am?
Did I need to read Yes, Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Anyway, there's this study done that was like how much do like American adults spend on stuff that doesn't matter, and like by far the highest or the most obvious statistic is that was like $200 a month on like coffee. Just like that's how much the average adult spends on like just like garbage drinks that you don't need.
There was an ad actually just up the road from the studios here for a while that was like, this service, cheaper than your daily coffee. And someone was like, you know how much I fucking spend on coffee? That's not worth your product.
That's a lot. It's a lot of money.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not sure the place could be called a school.
Thank you.
Because there are so many different age groups. It's like a kindergarten and an elementary school blended together. Since I'd heard already about what this place was like, I didn't feel that uncomfortable. It wasn't too difficult to act like Mion here. As Sis told me, Sadashikun looked exhausted.
Oh, it's all right. At least you get some time off at school.
It doesn't sound accurate.
It sounds accurate to me.
I said hi to him, but he ignored me.
Oh, no.
Since I knew what he'd been going through, his pain looked apparent to me. I was interested in another person in this classroom.
It's time for them to meet.
Sadako. Sadashikun's little sister. She looked as worn out as Sadashikun, emotionless like an abandoned doll. Everybody in this room was aware of their circumstances, but no one could do anything for them. So they just acted as though nothing was wrong. Mion will only let me have this one day. If I slacked off even a little bit, today would be over with quickly. I had to figure out what I should do in this limited time. I should probably talk to Sadashikun. About what? Anything goes. Cheer him up, sympathize with him, anything will do. More than anything, I just wanted to chat with him.
So, how's the family life?
I don't remember whether I raised this last time, but it's very strange to me that in a town that has a reputation for like people fucking covering each other's backs and shit, that like Shion wouldn't be able to just be open with the club and they'd fucking cover for her.
Like, what do you mean? Tell me. Explain to me. Explain your thought process.
Well, like, you know, we had the whole thing back in last arc where they were like, oh yeah, if somebody got stabbed in this town, it basically didn't happen because everyone would fucking make alibis and shit. And from what we saw in arc 3, it seems like the club did something similar for Keiichi about the death of Teppei, right?
Maybe, yeah.
So
Big thonk theory.
Big thonk. But basically, like, you know, obviously Shion would have her doubts and still be pretty fucking wary because she doesn't know these people as well.
She doesn't know them like at all, right?
But
she only met Rena like yesterday and she was like, what a crazy girl. She looks like she's about to tear my throat out. Ain't that just a fun thing? Like, if I was Shion and I only knew like 2 damn people in this town that like, because there's Kasai and there's Mion and there's Uncle Yoshiro. Like, those are the 3 people that she knows that she can trust in this whole town. I would not be opening up to secondhand friends at this point because you don't know. You don't know what they're going to be like.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that her actions are unreasonable because I definitely understand, like, she doesn't know them that well. But it's definitely the direction that I feel like maybe we're getting at, which definitely recontextualizes what, I mean, depending on what happens, recontextualizes what they said back in Arc 2 when Rena's like, what? You're telling me that Shion has a sister?
No comment. I will say...
Fucking Mion has a sister. God damn it!
That's points to Rikishi. How many points was it? Just one?
Just one.
Just 1 point to Rikishi. There it is. But yeah, after that point, boing! Yeah, I mean, I suppose it is strange that Mion hasn't said anything to Shion about that. Like, yo, my friends are trustworthy. We can let them in on the secret and we can all hang out together and be a big club.
I mean, I guess you probably wouldn't want to...
That's the angle that I would poke at if I were to, like, find anything strange with the situation. But even so, like, maybe...
You wouldn't really want to just, like, say that to someone. Like, I think you can trust these people.
Well, I almost wonder if Mion has already told Renner about that. That's what I'm wondering. I don't actually remember.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I'd be pretty in on that. That's my theory that I'm throwing down. Because I don't even think that's addressed in the anime, so I'm allowed to make theories on stuff that wasn't in the anime.
Oh boy.
Thankfully. Yeah. Anyway, would you like to spell...
However, Sis told me.
Sis... It's the perfect word.
She said Satoshi didn't communicate much with her lately.
Oh no.
And he had distanced himself from her. I figured I shouldn't talk to him too casually. I wanted to, but maybe it was better to leave him alone.
Yes. Sounds good. Then we can just move on from this scene and then we're done.
I mean, ultimately what we've learned from this line is that probably Satoshi knows already as well, and he's distanced himself from Mion but not Shion.
Maybe. Who knows?
I needed to keep Sis's warnings in mind. But instead I decided to ignore them.
Oh boy.
Now that's a smart strategy right there.
It does make me wonder how cognizant Satoshi is of all this. I suppose that's the fun part.
I looked for Satoshi during lunch break. He was walking as if looking for a place where he could be alone. I caught him in the hallway.
He was looking for somewhere to be alone. Therefore, I made sure he couldn't.
Not only that, but looking for somewhere to be alone in the hallway,
Yes.
the main fucking thoroughfare of the building.
It's perfect. It's the perfect place. You hide in plain sight.
Ah, you're right. Satoshi-kun. He turned around, startled by my voice.
Oh boy.
His facial expression surprised me. He was scowling, clearly a sign of rejection. But I couldn't hesitate. I'd lose my only chance if I did. It's a very, very long pause. What's
Very
happening?
long pause.
I guess it was just taking time to load the music.
We got the music
I
now.
should say, we're using my laptop right now to record
Yeah.
on because, my regular system is at home where there is no floor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's become very apparent how just utterly unoptimized this game is because it's
chugging on the laptop.
so slow.
It's great.
This is a pretty beefy laptop, all things considered.
Dude, it's an old game, all right? It's not compatible with anything.
This is like fucking trying to run Minecraft where it's just chewing up 300% of your entire computer
Yeah.
to load just fucking blocky ass 16 by 16 textures.
This is why we don't play games from 1980s, okay? You just don't play them.
That's right. This
They
is
just
from
don't
the
run.
1980s, isn't it?
It's a time capsule. This is actual video of the 1980s. This is what it looked like back then.
Hey, how are you?
This is a sad scene. All right, here we go.
He gave me a look as if saying, do I look fine to you? I never expected to see an expression like that on his face. I felt like my heart was being torn into pieces. As I looked down, he spoke to me.
Oh, shit.
I felt a little glad, but the next thing he said changed that.
Oh, I'm fine. Is there anything else?
What?
I'll get going if there isn't. Because I want to be alone.
Okay. I guess you're tired from work. I'm sure you want some time to yourself. You're working today too, right? Where at? Sis had found several jobs for him. He worked at a few different places. He was helping out when necessary at any of the shops Mion introduced him to. As a result, he constantly had to do different tasks in a different environment almost every time. On top of that, he requested high-paying jobs from Mion because he wanted a large sum of money as possible, as soon as possible. In other words, he chose to mostly do manual labor. He was exhausted every day because he wasn't physically strong.
Doesn't matter. And shouldn't you know, because you helped me get the job.
Oh, cover blown.
Yup, she's hecked up.
Mion did help him get the job. Yet Satoshi didn't look thankful for that opportunity. This wasn't like him at all. It made me feel sad.
Makes me feel sad.
Oh, it makes us all feel sad.
You're right. Sorry.
Is that all?
He sounded so harsh. Why was he being like that? Would he ever stroke my head again? I couldn't help my tears. They flowed onto my cheeks, Sadashi-kun looked confused for a moment, but then he frowned again. Sorry, the coach said he wanted you to come back to practice.
I told him I quit, so won't be going back.
But maybe it's a good idea to work out from time to time. You know.
Not interested.
I didn't know why he was being so hostile towards me. Why did he hate me so much? I was left bewildered. Why? How come?
Because I'm busy with work. Isn't it obvious?
No, I didn't mean that. Why do you hate me so much?
Why don't you ask yourself?
Ask myself. What? What did I do? I don't understand, Sadashi-kun. I couldn't control my emotions any longer. Streaks of tears ran down my cheeks. Sadashi-kun gave me a hateful glare and walked away without saying another word. I couldn't even stop him. If I tried, he'd hurt me again with another cutting remark. I couldn't bear that, so I just watched him walk away. I wiped my tears and went back to the classroom. I heard somebody crying from inside. What's going on? I looked around the room to see. It was very loud. It was Sadako. I saw her bento box on the floor. I asked one of her classmates what happened, and it seemed that Sadako had bumped into somebody's shoulder when she stood up to go wash the box out. That was all. But Sadako was crying, as if afraid she was going to be chided badly. What happened was very minor. She could just pick up the bento box and things would be fine. It looked like the lid came a little loose, but it was definitely fixable. She didn't have to cry like that. But Sadako started begging through her tears.
Help me! Help me, Nini!
Because of what happened with Sadashi-kun, I couldn't suppress my emotions very well, so instead they exploded. I stormed up to Sadako while elbowing her classmates aside. I grabbed her by the head
Well, this is just physical assault.
and threw her into the wall. I love that. Well, I mean, I don't
What?
love that, but
Get out!
the characterization of that moment, was beautiful, where it's like, it looked as if she was afraid of being chided badly. So I fucking did.
Yeah, so I did. So I threw her into the wall.
It's so
It's such a-
awful,
yeah.
but the execution is
It's
lovely.
a really terrible escalation of the moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go, Shion, go.
Sadako screamed. She didn't seem to understand what had happened. She was shedding tears and shivering. She must be wondering why I did that. Do you know why I did that?
Help, Nini!
Sadako cried for her brother's help again, and so I grabbed her head and threw her again. Sadako stumbled and crashed into a desk.
Jesus.
The desk fell and the contents of the drawer scattered about. Sadako didn't even stand up. She just crouched and trembled while looking up at me.
Help! Help, Nini! Nini!
If you weren't like that, Sadashi-kun wouldn't have to suffer, don't you get it? That's what I wanted to say, but I was too angry to utter another word.
Yeah, taking out your anger from your encounter with Sadashi-kun on his little sister. This is going to go very well.
Very well.
Very well. Oh, boy.
I picked up a bunch of textbooks from the floor and threw them at her face. Cry as much as you want, but nothing's going to change. Why are you crying? Because you think somebody's going to help you? You don't have any idea what he has to go through to protect you. Don't you understand that? Don't you understand what you're doing? You shouldn't exist. Die if you don't want to suffer. Go fuck yourself. Don't hurt Sadashi-kun. You deserve to die alone. You just deserve to die.
Nini! Nini!
Her desperate cries only increased my irritation. Stop crying. Don't call your brother for help. Stop it. If you weren't like that, if only you... I kept on throwing things at her. Sadako curled up to protect herself and cried even harder. At that point, a girl with long hair ran up and huddled over her. I knew who that was. Rika Furude. One of Sadako's only friends.
Please, don't hurt her. She's in a poor situation, so please, don't hurt her.
It doesn't matter how pathetic she is. She shouldn't rely on Sadashi-kun all the time. Stop spoiling her. Sadashi-kun has to suffer so much because of her.
No, stop. Don't hurt her.
Rika also became the target of my anger. I'm trying to teach her something here. If you just keep getting in the way, I'll crack your head open. I grabbed a chair and lifted it over my head. It wouldn't hurt only a little if I threw this thing at them. Rika tightly closed her eyes and covered Sadako with her body. I didn't care what the consequences would be. I didn't care if I hurt them.
Yay! Sort this shit out! Best girl time. Stop! Me-chan!
Rena returned to the classroom and shouted at me. Then Sadashi-kun rushed in while pushing Rena aside.
With his angry face.
Seeming to have grasped the situation immediately, he charged straight at me. Until my body had hit the locker, I didn't understand what had happened. There was a loud crashing noise. I'd left a dent in it. I crouched there in pain.
Satoko, are you alright?
Nini? Nini?
Sadako pushed Rika aside, jumped at her brother, and started crying again.
What happened? Why were you treated like that? Why?
I didn't know anything, but Mion-san, she suddenly...
What's going on, Mion?
Sadashi-kun shouted at me while clutching his sister. He looked fierce. I just...
What did Sadako do to deserve this? What did we do? Why do we always have to suffer like this? Why? Why?
He released Sadako and rushed up to me, grabbing me by the neck. You said that I should ask myself, didn't you? So why don't you ask yourself?
Ask what?
I know you feel she's a burden on you.
Oh, no.
The fucking irony of this scene is just completely lost on her, and it's like, it's the best and worst part of the scene all at once.
Can you say tunnel vision? Oh,
yeah, fucking... It's like, God, it's such a chore for Sadashi to protect Sadako, so why don't I just go fucking beat up Sadako?
why don't I create another situation where you had to protect her? That makes sense. It's great.
Like, so part of me that almost doesn't like this scene because of like how on the nose that irony is. It feels like almost out of place for it to be that fucking obvious and Shion not notice.
I mean, it's the answer arcs. We gotta put our answers out on the table, I suppose.
Yeah, like...
I do want to say, shout out to my girls, Rika and Rena, for fighting the good fight. Rika about to take a chair for her best friend. Oh.
You know that, right? If she was strong, you wouldn't have to suffer. She's the one to blame. I don't believe what I said was wrong. But after hearing it, Sadashi-kun went berserk.
What? What the heck do you know?
Sadashi-kun grabbed my hair and threw me into the wall just like I did to Sadako. However, I wasn't going to back down. I no longer had any control over my emotions at all. You spent so much time protecting her. She'll never stop relying on you until you stop doing that.
What the hell do you know about us? What the heck do you know? You persecuted our parents, and now it's us? That's the way of the Sonozaki family, huh? You torture traders for fun. Is it fun? Is it fun bullying us? Huh? Stop it.
That's a point, thank you.
There's a point.
That was Rena's voice. She stepped in looking as fierce as a demon.
Satoshi-kun, please. Mi-chan doesn't have any bad intentions.
That's right.
That is not true.
Mion doesn't have any bad intentions.
I mean, you're correct. You're correct. She wanted to help you, but she just lost control a little. And, beat up your sister. Quite heavily. Okay?
Satoshi-kun looked like he wanted to say something back, but he chose not to.
You too, Mi-chan. I know how much you worry about Satoshi-kun. But you can't solve the problem like that. I think you understand. Right?
Since Satoshi-kun didn't say anything, I kept quiet too.
Here, Seiko-chan. You don't have to cry just because you drop your bento box. All right? Do you feel better now? Sadako, I'll pick up the bento for you.
Rika started picking up the bento box while its owner continued to cry.
Guys, gonna help us clean up? The teacher will be back from the vegetable garden soon. His trial is over, so don't tell her about it. Okay?
The classmates looked at each other and nodded, then started picking up the stuff on the floor.
Here, Satoshi-kun, Mi-chan, why don't you guys shake hands as a sign of reconciliation?
Sorry. I didn't mean to do this. Tears started to roll down my cheeks again.
I'm sorry too. You have nothing to do with our family situation. I'm sorry. Okay. Mi-chan, why don't you apologize to Sadako-chan now?
I was fine with apologizing to Satoshi-kun, but I didn't want to apologize to her. But the situation wouldn't be settled otherwise, I reluctantly apologized. Sadako nodded, looking discouraged. After that, Rena let me go. My head ached, so I held it with both hands. It's a lengthy pause.
Building the tension.
What? What was that? What did I do? Didn't want to use this precious time to fight. Sis had warned me. She told me I shouldn't talk to Satoshi-kun just like that. What did I come here for? I shouldn't have come here if I knew this was going to happen. Stupid Shion. I was overcome by emotions because I was so worried about Satoshi-kun. When did things go wrong? Were they from the beginning? I got into a fight with Satoshi-kun. This was totally the opposite of what I wanted. I regretted it. I hated myself for it. I couldn't blame myself enough. My world had been torn apart. I wish the sky would fall and kill me.
And then it did.
I'd believe it.
Nah. Ain't no sky falling on you, that's impossible.
Come on, we all know that the word impossible doesn't apply to Hinamizawa.
It's true. City of strange happenings and demons.
Sis sounded both amazed and confused. That is not the word I would have used to describe my reaction to that scene.
Concerned?
You know I'm busy with the festival preparations. You certainly made things more complicated. Sorry. Sis tried to say something, but she stopped in the middle. After listening to a few complaints, I started telling her about everything that happened today. Sis had to pretend that the trouble I caused today was her responsibility, which must have been very taxing for her. So I won't get the chance to trade spots for a while.
You know, there's this thing, it's called responsibility. It's why when you're the parent, you give your child like $2 pocket change and you say, go spend it. And they spend it all on like fruit roll-ups. And you're like, well, no more money for you. You know, that's how it works.
It's just, I just,
Shion.
like, when it's Keiichi fucking up, there's a certain, like, amazing humor to it,
Silliness,
just because
yeah.
he's a fucking absolute.
When Shion fucks up, it's not funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
It's terrifying
yeah.
and tragic.
It's still funny when she fucks up in a situation that isn't quite that insane.
I suppose so.
Like, her just being awkward in general is still alright.
It's alright, yeah.
It's just
When it
not the
turns
same.
into you grabbing people by the head and throwing them into the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big extreme, isn't it?
It's a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, I think you should be more aware of the hassle I have to go through.
Responsibility to the community, dude. Let's do it.
That's right. When does Shion get her community service for crimes against Mion? Yeah, you're right. Sis had been sympathetic, but maybe I pushed her too far this time.
Push sis too far?
Maybe.
What about everyone else?
God fucking damn. What is...
Was
Like,
happy
at least
sound.
Keiichi is like relatably stupid sometimes as well. This is like fucking
She's
look, insane.
Well, this is the fun thing about Shion is that she is like totally in on herself. She's like, what am I supposed to do? And she's like, I'm looking at things objectively. She's just totally tunnel vision on this one thing. It's crazy.
It's like I can't get over the fact that it's like exactly the same shit Keiichi does, but it doesn't feel the same.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fun though. Shout out to Higurashi.
Fun
for
is
writing
not the word I would
characters.
use.
I mean, from a writing perspective, it's fun.
I guess so.
But not for an in the moment perspective.
Yeah.
My poor sweet baby heart. It's done.
Of course, she'd be hesitant to trade spots considering what I did today.
I wouldn't trade with you. Let's be real.
I wouldn't trade with you either.
Wow.
The atmosphere felt awkward, so we were both silent for a while.
We're gonna make
It
up.
was a bit of silence there.
There was a moment of silence, and then the music kicked in.
If you were to get another chance, what would you do, Shion? That was a reasonable question.
It feels like a bigger question than just this one thing. All right.
Yes.
Yep.
I wasn't prepared to answer, though.
Yeah.
If I had a chance to go to the school once again and see Satoshi-kun, what would I do? Would I apologize to him about today? I don't think that would work.
It's too late.
It might even upset him again no matter how hard I tried. Okay. Here's something that he was saying. It was the Sonozaki family who had been harassing his. It would only be natural for him to hold a grudge against us. But why was he only expressing that now? I've been a Sonozaki to him all along. Satoshi couldn't stroke my head even though he knew that I was Mion Sonozaki.
Looks at camera.
Sis, do you think that Satoshi-kun is holding a grudge against the Sonozaki family? I have to hold on. I wanna go. How do I go up? Here we go.
Scroll up.
No, wait.
What are you trying to do? Do you, want
Well,
to, I'll
you have
scroll
the
up.
mouse.
I'll scroll up for you.
There
What
we
are you
go.
looking for?
Hold on.
What are you looking for?
Okay.
Are you calculating the theorems?
I'm calculating the theorems.
Shit. I don't
It's
like it
just-
when you do that.
It's very strange that she's chosen to say even though he knew that I was Mion Sonozaki rather than just a Sonozaki. That feels like a very explicit choice.
What? No, I don't. What? So was he? Were you saying I was listening to music?
No, you weren't.
I was listening.
Get
to
out of
music.
here.
It's a fun little theory you have there, sir. I like it.
Sis, do you think that Sis, do you think that Satoshi-kun is holding a grudge against the Sonozaki family? I think so, yes. It was our family that initiated the persecution of the Hojo family.
We got a feud. We got an old-fashioned family feud. It's good times.
Fucking straight out Romeo and Juliet shit right here.
Damn straight. Let's
Except
go.
I don't remember the part where fucking Juliet came in and threw Romeo's sister against a fucking wall.
Did either of them have siblings? I don't actually
fucking
I don't know if
know.
it mattered to the story. Although they all died at the end, right? Like the whole
Yeah.
both families die.
Everyone
Spoilers. Spoilers for Romeo and Juliet.
It's not the right time for jokes. I'd like
I
to
know. Strike it from the record.
strike it from the record.
Cut it out. Make it a bonus episode.
Making them into scapegoats. Even after the dam conflict, it wasn't easy for the Hojo family to live in Hinamizawa. Given all of that, it's not surprising that Satoshi-kun hates us. The Sonozaki family who put his family into a devastating situation. You know, again, as I've just said, it's a terrible time for jokes, but...
You got more jokes?
Does that mean that Satoshi is also blaming the Sonozaki family for gravity?
Clearly. Obviously.
Okay.
Sonozaki invented gravity. Sonozaki invented gravity. It's a fact.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it is.
That makes sense.
Nothing is impossible in Namizawa,
I just wanted to
including
check.
the Sonozaki's inventing physics. It's true. It's true.
But, why now? Why is he only expressing that grudge to us now?
The past.
Why is this happening now? If he wanted to... if he had rejected me in the first place, I wouldn't have wanted to get close to him. My tears wet my cheeks. I didn't bother to wipe them. It's only natural for him to hold a grudge against the Sonozakis. There's nothing unusual about it. Rather, why has he been treating me like a friend? I knew how stupid this question was. I think it's because he was mature. I can't understand it. I cannot do the crying. It's so uncomfortable to do.
I can't understand it.
You're ruining the moment, Ben. Stop this.
Just cut it.
I'm not cutting anything.
Cut it.
This episode's already going to take too much editing time.
It's going to be great. Good luck. You're not going to make any sounds?
No, I'm not.
All right.
He'd been treating me as a friend because he was mature. But now that he'd become stressed mentally and physically, he decided to reject me. No matter how hard I thought about it. I couldn't find anything to fault him with. If there was somebody to blame, it'd be somebody I'd never accused before. She just said somebody I've never accused before, but then blames Oreo as though she hasn't been fucking bitching about Oreo the entire rest of this arc.
You're right. Maybe that's something that she's like not cognizant of. Maybe she's like, oh yeah, like, you know, the hag. She's someone I got to deal with, but she's not someone who she's thinking about in context with the Hojo family, right? That's something she hasn't really thought of.
I guess.
Because that's something that Satoshi brought up, which is, of course, the irony of Shion being like, well, it's Sadaka's fault that Satoshi is in trouble. And now Satoshi's like, it's the Sonozaki's fault that we're in trouble. Like, everyone's pushing the blame on everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, even though that's not strictly true that Shion has never had, like, bad feelings about her grandmother, she's now kind of thinking, well, maybe it's not Sadaka, but it's the old hag. That's why Satoshi's having all these problems. She's trying to find like the root cause of it all.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Why did the hag decide to persecute the Hojo family? What? It was his parents who supported the dam project, right?
Yeah.
Satoshi-kun had nothing to do with it. Why was he included? Why?
Excellent question.
Mion couldn't say anything in return. Actually, it wasn't at all hard to guess the reason. The hag didn't give any specific order to harass the Hojo family. She just thought the Hojo family was getting in the way. The people around her noticed what was bothering her and took the steps to get rid of it. Though, of course, she must have known how influential her own words were. She didn't just think it, she gave what she must have known would be interpreted as an order. She's the one to blame for initiating the attack on the Hojo family. You said before that the Furude priest was mature because he didn't cooperate, right? Is this the same scenario? The Hojo family wasn't mature because they didn't act in accordance with the other villages? That's why the hag decided to punish them? Isn't it? Mion couldn't say anything in return, meaning that my accusation was the truth. They already punished the Hojo couple. Feel free to bring them to the torture room in the garden and chop their fingers off or something. But leave Satoshi-kun alone. Satoshi-kun has nothing to do with this. What did he do to deserve this? What did he do wrong? Answer me. Answer me, Mion. Mion. Very well. Please take care of the matter. Goodbye. Mion suddenly changed her tone and hung up. She must have done that to escape from my questions. I was furious. I started redialing the number, but then I remembered that we decided she'd hang up the phone after using that phrase when she saw the hag coming. I doubted she actually saw the hag, but it was the rule, so I couldn't call back for a while. I went to the bathroom to wash my face and cool down. I turned the faucet. The water felt lukewarm. It didn't help me cool down at all. I'm disgusted by my own childishness. I just wanted to fill my void. I didn't care about him, considering that Satoshi-kun was very generous, but I don't know if I can forgive Sadako. That's a different story. Once again, just a completely, utterly unaware...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I can forgive Sadako. I just wanted to fill the void in my heart with Satoshi. Come on. Just come on,
She's very dramatic.
Shion.
She's a dramatic girl.
Actually cannot believe you right now.
She's certainly a fun one, isn't she? She's also very sad. Very tragic character. Having a good time, though. Is that a full episode?
Well, full disclosure to you here in the audience, we've had so many technical difficulties in the middle of recording this video.
Oh, you're right.
Our counter currently says exactly an hour. It just ticked over an hour then. So part of me wants to wrap this up, but part of me also thinks our technical difficulties may have amounted to so long this will be a very short video.
It was at least 10 minutes of back and forth trying to figure out what's causing the problem. And we couldn't figure it out in the end, which is fantastic.
So fuck it, let's keep going. If this ends up being 2 hours long, you're welcome.
It's Felix and Jacrano the movie.
Jacrano and Magic.
Jacrano and Magic.
Also, you just completely excluded yourself. Felix.
What do you mean? I didn't exclude. I'm Felix. I'm Felix, and that's Jacrano.
Is that your best impression of me?
Is that your best impression of me?
Oh, it's terrible.
I don't know. I don't do impressions of close friends.
I mean, not to say that I could
I just
do
do Irish
either.
voices. That's what I do. I just do like strange Irish voices, and I stick with that.
One thing,
Yeah.
somewhat tangentially,
Moving on.
just to relax the mood before we move on.
Never. I'm already relaxed.
No, you're not.
I'm stressed.
He's so tense.
I'm very stressed right now.
I've noticed that like a lot of the best impressionists in the world don't actually do the best like vocal impressions.
No.
It's a lot more about the body language and style of speech.
Yeah, speech patterns for sure.
Which I guess is fairly obvious to some extent, but I feel like everyone, you know, when they're asked like, "Oh, do your best this impression," they'll go for the voice first.
Yeah,
which is
helpful.
just it's not helpful.
It's funny though. It's funny to watch people do bad voices, but yeah. Like, I know that when I do my voices for the playthrough, it's usually like phrases and things that I used to get into the mood. That's always fun. I don't try and just jump into the voice because that's a terrible idea. Just don't do it.
It is a terrible idea.
Don't do it, ladies and germs. Voice acting tips with Jacrano and Magic.
Let's continue.
Let's continue.
I was looking up at the ceiling with my arms and legs spread out. It's not that I wasn't getting hungry. I didn't live with my parents. I didn't live in the school dorm. That meant I had to cook something myself when I wanted to eat. I knew that, but I still didn't feel like getting up.
Does she have food? I hope she has food. I hope she's been shopping, like, well. Like, I know she's better than Satoshi, but, like, you know, you gotta get something other than noodles. You gotta get that meat. You gotta get some good food in you. Otherwise, you're just gonna waste away.
What kind of food do you reckon Shion's real into?
Oh God. In Japan, like, I mean, there's gotta be fish in there somewhere, I feel like. Look, really what she should do is just get a fishing rod and go out and find, like, there's a dam nearby, there's a river, there's water.
I hope there's not a dam nearby.
I mean, there's not. You know, there could be. You know what I mean? Shush you. Damn project. Go find the near river. Make sure there's no cotton in the river and just start fishing. Just get up a fish. Get a barbecue. Make yourself some trout or something.
Of course.
That's what I do. I used to do it all the time with my parents. We go fishing out on Lake Lyle. It was the best fishing spot. We'd go out in the little boat with the motor and we'd sit there for like 5 hours. We catch like 13 fish one time. It's great.
Impressive.
You ever go fishing?
Well, I mean, I've been fishing a few times. Like, they're not exactly iconic experiences to me.
Oh.
Aside from the one time that I had my my line snagged under the jetty we were fishing from, and I was like, whatever, I'll just duck under and unsnag it manually.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking kicked an oyster, sliced my
Nice.
entire leg open.
I'm just, I felt tingles all through my body when you said that. It's terrible. This is why you just don't go near oysters. Just don't do it.
Unless they're on
deadly
a
creatures.
dinner plate and you have them
Even then, you got to be careful.
like a real bougie motherfucker.
They can cut your tongue, you know. You got to be careful. And if they do, you sue the restaurant for millions of dollars.
I knew that, but I still didn't feel like getting up.
Because there were oysters everywhere.
You're right. It had been several days since I began this empty life.
Oh, boy.
It must be tomorrow. The Watanagashi Festival, I mean. Oh my god.
It's time.
I didn't feel like we were that far through this
Man,
chapter.
we're basically at the end of the arc. How crazy.
So close.
Oh, boy.
Is that a fucking doorbell?
Who's that at the doorbell?
Is that a fucking doorbell?
At the doorbell.
Is that the first doorbell we've had this whole story?
I think it might be.
Oh my god.
I'm excited.
I am too. I heard the doorbell ringing. I ignored it at first, but it rung persistently.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm just imagine that thing.
I started hearing knocking alongside Kasai's rude voice.
Yay! I think you mean the best voice, the sexiest voice. Shion-san, please open up. I bought some food for you. It's trout. I cooked it up myself up on the barbecue that I have here. This very traditional Japanese barbecue set that I've got.
I just had the strangest image of Kasai,
Yeah.
like prone with a barbecue grill on his back.
That's not what I thought you were gonna go. I thought you were gonna say Kasai, but like wearing an apron that says like "Kiss the Chef."
No, it was much stranger
Much
than
stranger. So wait, he's just lying on his belly. Sorry.
that. Yeah, he's lying prone with
Okay.
with the fucking barbecue grill on his back and his like
Oh, I
flames
see.
cooking up from his back on a nice piece of fish. It's like embedded into his skin with like barbed
Oh
hooks.
god, that's terrifying. No, that's not okay. Cut that. I'm
not cutting
nightmares.
anything.
No, Kasai.
Someone draw that for me.
No, don't.
He better still
Draw
have.
Kasai with "Kiss the Chef."
He better still
instead.
have clothes on.
He better. Draw him with an apron that says "Kiss the Chef."
I didn't ask him to.
And have him have like little heart eyes or like hearts coming out of his face or something. Do that.
He must have known that I hadn't eaten enough and that I'd been feeling down lately.
You haven't eaten, have you?
I've never heard Ryukishi repeat himself. No. I'm not hungry.
You are hungry.
That's, yeah.
You used to only fish.
Definitely hungry. But when Kasai put the food on the table, my stomach reacted in a very primitive way by making some noise.
Your stomach is growling. I believe you need to eat, or else you will die.
I was hungry but had no appetite. I mean, I did have an appetite, but didn't have the energy to eat. Yet I feel bad wasting the food Kasai had brought. I picked up my chopsticks just to humor him.
You better eat.
I thought you were marked by the hag. Is it okay for you to be here?
Oh, your son is busy with the festival preparation meetings. She doesn't seem to have time to deal with you right now. Didn't you like croquettes? Made out of fish. Family recipe. Delicious.
They're good. Thanks.
Caught them right out of the pond over in Okanobia in the town center. Beautiful, beautiful trout in there.
It's a real fucking steamed hams moment right now.
Yes.
Why would you call matches place play an acre steam hams? Play steam hams.
Oh, it'll be the best thing ever. It won't.
It will not.
So we just end up trying to like do the Skinner and Superintendent Chalmers voices, and it wouldn't sound very good, and it'd be way too long, too many tangents. It wouldn't be funny. It wouldn't be funny.
Fucking make us a scene with us.
Yeah,
in
make
there
us draw us in VN form
and
Do
have
that.
us read scenes between ourselves. You want
Yeah.
your fucking fan fictions? Make them happen.
Do it. There's some talented people out there. I know it. I've seen it.
That's it.
Shout out to G-Chan.
That's it.
What?
Umaneker steamed hams is a great meme,
It is a good
and
meme.
you should support the creator.
should. Just not through us.
Just not through us.
I do want to give a shout out. We have our first confirmed smut fiction coming from G-Chan. So hopefully that's finished by the time this video comes out, or else it's gonna be real awkward.
It better be in VN form.
I hope so. I'll ask you.
While I nibbled on the food, Cass, I read through the magazines I brought.
Yep. Have you
I never talked to Kasai about something like this before.
all the way around? It's
That's
you.
the point.
It's you. What do you mean? How's that a point? Was that obvious that it was Shion? I think not.
You think Kasai is going to end a sentence with an
I thought, you know what?
I mean, I guess he doesn't know how to speak to teenage girls very well.
He's like, do you like boys and stuff, hey?
Do you want to turn that point around? Do you want to claim that point?
I want to claim that point. I want to say there was nothing. There's no sprites on screen or nothing.
All right.
Which, mind you, would be an indicator that it's not Kasai because there's no sprite for him to talk.
Well,
so maybe you do deserve that point, Ryukishi. You know what? I'll pat you on the back. You can have
tell
that
you what,
one.
yeah, he can have that point. We can have two.
We get two.
We can have two SER points.
Thank you. On a 7.3.
We're not giving ourselves 1,073 points. I want to make that abundantly clear.
No, it's 107.3 points.
No, we're not giving any decimal places either.
107, but without the 3. Because we can't track decimal points. 107 and 3 points. How about that?
Why don't you just, over the next 4 times we get points, we get 1 point, 0.7 points, and 3 points.
That's great. That's perfect. That on average works out well for us. What will the 7-pointer be? This is the real question.
Since I've always believed myself superior to him psychologically, I hesitated to show my weakness to him. It has to be while we're in this studio, though, otherwise it doesn't count.
Well, we can't take 2 SDR points if we're not at 2 SDR.
Exactly.
That just makes sense. That, hey, let me just get it away. That kind of hardship is healthy for your age. Thank you.
Hey, do you know about that?
What? Mion's son told me a little about it. She said she wanted me to assist you.
Sounds like Oreo already knows Shion's in town then.
Nah, definitely doesn't know nothing.
She did she?
She looked worried. Your sister's looking out for you.
Without responding, I threw the last cricket in my mouth.
Nom nom nom. Wish I had some croquettes.
I wish we had food. I wish we could bring food into a studio.
I mean, you could eat it like just outside and like shout into the microphone, like from outside the room.
You want to go test that right now? You want to go see how that sounds?
Just don't go too far.
All right. He's walking out of the room. He's opening the door.
All right. I'm out of the room.
Okay, yell.
Hello. Can you hear me?
That's actually like, hold on, do it again.
Hallelujah.
My God,
I'm going to sing.
That's actually like perfectly level.
Yeah, I could just stand back here and do it. It'll be great.
All right, carry on.
Can I tell you that I did drama for like 3 years back in primary school to like learn how to check my voice? I think it's paying off.
I mean, I'm pretty good at it as well. It's the one thing that we have in common.
Projection.
All right, read.
I thought you might want to know how Satoshi Hojokun's doing. I've gathered some information. Would you like me to report?
That's not necessary.
The problem is that if I shout like this, I end up in a different voice. It has to be more like down and around.
That's all right.
Coming back in. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen.
He's back in town.
It's nice in here. It's nice being able to sit down and talk.
It is.
I also can hear the music now. I can't hear the music from out there.
That's true.
It's a nice little music box.
That's not necessary, but since you went through all the trouble, I think I better listen. Guess I chuckled, but stopped quickly as if thinking it rude.
It seems that Teppei Hojo fled the premises.
What?
What? He seems to be staying at his mistress' place in Okonomiya.
What?
What?
Teppei? Who's that? Oh, right, Satoshi-kun's uncle. Huh?
Who's that nerd? I'm sure he's not relevant. There aren't. Teppei Hojo, Satoshi, and Sadako are the only ones living in the house now.
Well, I mean, you know, it's a murder mystery, so when the victim ends up dead, they're an irrelevant character because they can't have any effect on the story.
It's true. Ever since Teppei learned that Teppei had fled to his mistress, she's been in a foul mood.
As you would.
I definitely would. If I learned that my husband had left to America. I mean to Okonomiya.
Okay. So that must mean that Yada's being even nastier to Sadako and Satoshi-kun is taking even more indirect blows.
I don't know about Satoshi-kun, but I heard that Sadako's son looks very miserable. The neighbors are spreading rumors about her.
And now she's gonna start fucking going up and throwing the neighbors into walls?
Hopefully.
If Sadako looks miserable, I mean Satoshi-kun must be going through equally miserable torture. Can't you do something about that aunt? Doesn't anybody talk about punishing her? She's also one of the remaining Hojos, after all. The uncle is gone, so why not the aunt?
Yeah. The main Sonozaki family ruled against further harassment toward the Hojo family after the death of the couple. They say the police still might be staking out their house due to suspicions about the couple's death.
The deaths have been filed under Yoshiro-sama's curse, so the Sonozaki family thinks no further divine intervention is necessary? Guess I put on a faint smile.
A little bit of a smirk there.
Come to think of it, it is hard not to suspect the involvement of the Sonozaki family in all the incidents said to be Yoshiro-sama's curse. Somebody strives to get rid of the hag's concerns on the day of the Wada Nagashi festival. Furthermore, the Wada Nagashi festival is going to be held tomorrow. Will the curse strike again this year? If so, who will be the victim? Now that I think about it, there were cases of multiple victims in the past. The first and third year it was just one, but the second year the victims were a couple. So it wouldn't be too strange if 2 people fell victim this year.
Makes sense.
The first and third year it was just one. Wasn't the third year Rika's parents?
Yeah.
One of them committed suicide and the other disappeared, right?
I suppose that's a perception of, what happened each year. Where, in Shion's mind, both of Satoshi/Sadako's parents, fell off and died, whereas we don't know what happened to, one of Rika's parents, right? They were in the swamp, but who knows? The suicide note was really sketchy and stuff. That sort of jam.
Yeah, it's just, to my mind, it seems like the fact there are 2 victims every year is, the thing. So
Yeah.
there was nothing weird about Sadako's parents both going.
Yeah, maybe.
It's very strange.
It is strange.
So it wouldn't be too strange if 2 people fell victim this year. Seems like a good time. It'd be best for Sadako and her aunt to be the victims. Fucking
There you go. And then Satoshi is free from all of his close family.
get your fucking head out of your
Nothing,
backside.
nothing to tie him down.
You green-haired narcissist twat.
This is gonna be fun when we get into the Shion versus Rena argument, because they are arguably the 2 most wipest franchise. I am obviously fully in the Rena camp, but there are some people who will vehemently defend Shion as best waifu, and I'm not about that life. Because she is, she's like this.
What is there's a word for this fucking shit, isn't there? I can't remember what all of the weird fucking relationship.
The word you're looking for is yandere.
Okay, thank you.
Yandere is when you kill people because of your love for someone.
Right.
Yangire is a broader term referring to ladies who just kill people and go psycho and stuff. So if they have the physical and the visual representations of a yandere, but they're not actually do it because they love someone. So Rena back in Arc 1 was a yangire. Because she's looking like she's going to kill Keiichi, but it's not because oh, I love you and we can be together when I kill you and then kill myself or anything like that,
I just realized that the gag of me turning up the music so slowly drowning you out the longer you went on there didn't carry across onto video because it's not receiving the same feed we are.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad that you got all of that on recording. You'll have to fix it in post.
Satoshi-kun will be freed from every source of his worries all at once.
That's how it works.
Fucking God. Just... Kasai, do you know if this year's victims have been selected already? Has been selected already? Victim has been. I read it as plural. I'm a fucking idiot.
It's alright.
Does the hag make the decision? If so, Sis should know about it by now. Kasai, do you know anything?
Shion-san, I don't know anything about that matter.
Well, that makes sense. That kind of secret won't make its way to you because you're just a small fry.
Wow. That's true. I've never received any information regarding that from my connections. But, as you know, the Sonozaki family has access to many underground organizations, which I have no channels into.
Maybe I could try asking Sis about it, but she won't talk. She's strict about keeping promises, unlike me. If the hag told her to keep a secret, she'd take it to her grave. I really like this moment here because it may seem like we're getting the reveal that the Sonozaki family are behind the disappearances and whatnot.
Yeah.
Whereas really it's just showing us that Shion has no fucking clue what's happening.
No comment. I can neither confirm nor deny anything.
I'll confirm it.
Okay, go for it.
Damn, I hope Sadako and her aunt will go missing this year. Hey, Kasai, I just thought of that. Aren't you going to do something about it?
Shion-san, you must be joking.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Seemed like a real fucking funny joke, Shion.
Oh, just laughing so hard.
Fucking-
You can't tell because I got these glasses on, but boy, you're a funny cat.
It's like exactly the same moment as Keiichi being like, "Now I want these people to die." But it's just
then they all
not.
died.
It's just not fucking funny. I wonder if I read this whole arc as Keiichi, would this be
If you
more
got
fun?
to do that crazy voice, maybe. I don't know.
Should I just read the rest of this scene in Keiichi's voice?
No, you can't do that. We got to keep it serious for the boys and girls in the audience who love Shion, even though they're wrong. All right, here we go.
I took a glimpse at Kasai. It didn't look like he was actually going to do something to make my wish come true. I wasn't able to go to the villages myself, so I definitely wasn't going to go to the festival. I didn't care about that. Even so, I was interested in who was going to end up as the victim of the curse. If I just kept lying on this couch playing hooky, somebody would fall victim in several hours. I had no clue why it had to happen every year, but I was certain the hag was behind it. All the enemies from the dam conflict had been punished. Only the Hojo couple was left since most of the other enemies had already gone. The cicadas were crying loudly outside. Tidal drop. It made me feel hot.
Roll credits.
Why was it this hot and humid in June?
Higurashi, when they feel hot.
Because it's fucking summer? I don't know.
It's true.
What kind of fucking answer you want to that question?
It's summer in Japan. The best time of year.
If Oyashiro-sama was actually punishing people, I'd pray for one thing. I prayed the evil aunt would be punished.
Yeah.
And I'd offer up Sadako as a sacrifice.
Damn.
Ugh, it's hot.
Like a fairy tale. The evil aunt gets punished by the good and righteous Shion. Right?
I'm just imagining
He's the hero.
like in fucking Shion's mind that Areo is like going around with a katana and just fucking grabbing people up in the dark of the night, dragging them out.
Dude, that's totally what's happening. She grabs him by the head, throws him into the wall, and then just like...
It's like that scene in fucking every shitty comedy action flick where the old person suddenly turns out to be a fucking supreme
That
ninja.
does always happen. It's terrible. And it's always like really bad, like fast motion animation crap, and it's just terrible. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
When I woke up, Kasai had already gone. Looks like he cleaned the table in the surrounding room. He put my dirty laundry into the hamper in front of the washing machine, too. Being a girl of a sensitive age, I didn't want a man to clean my room. Well, I'd rather thank him than badmouth him. I looked at the clock. It was late afternoon. Had to go grocery shopping. There's nothing left in the fridge. And I'd be having just rice for dinner if I didn't go.
With
At that
fish.
moment,
Oh, no.
the phone rang.
Oh, that's not ominous at all.
It must be Kasai, I thought.
It's not Kasai, I think.
I did hope it was him. I really hope it's Ario. I just really want it to be Ario.
We'll find out.
He could have brought more food so then I wouldn't have to go shopping. Well, I was just being lazy. I didn't feel like going out at all. But it wasn't Kasai on the phone.
Who was it? Tell us before the lion plays.
Come on.
Oh, good.
Sis, where are you calling from? The house?
Is that going into the recording?
It's probably going into the recording.
Oh, God.
I'm probably going to edit over the audio tracks here so that you guys don't have to deal with it. But what's happening for us right now is that every time an audio file starts to play, the entire game hitches and the sound like starts to creep and pitch down.
It's stuttering horribly. I was just telling you before we started recording today how great it is that we haven't had to like re-record an episode of anything yet in the like 3 years that we've done this. Not in this
I mean,
series.
we won't need to re-record this. I'll just replace the audio.
Oh, I hope not. I hope not. Just saying. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be fine.
Maybe we will. Maybe I won't bother, so just so everyone can join in our pain.
It's true. It'd be a good meme, right?
No, I'm calling from a payphone, so I'll make it quick. Satoshi called me.
Woo?
What's this?
Hot boy calling you? Oh no, it's sad music again.
Satoshi-kun did. He called you. Yes, that's who he thinks you are.
It's true.
This is it that complex to figure out?
Yeah, apparently.
What's wrong with you? And probably wasn't me he wanted. He called you, I think. It sounded like he wanted to apologize for what happened the other day. So I thought you should take the call.
Oh.
I told him I'd call back because I was busy. So can you call this number? Okay. I was stunned for a second, but then recovered and wrote down the number on the back of a magazine. Thanks.
Title drop.
What?
Don't worry about it. You'll understand when you're older and you've listened to all of the music.
Right, I see. I'll call right away.
That's what Shion's version of Dear You is called.
Okay, thank you. I'd figured it out.
I just want to let you know.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I got it. It wasn't a very complex joke.
I'm just making
It was a
sure
good. It was a good
we're
joke.
all on the same page.
You've ruined the joke now.
I have.
You've
It's
dragged it out
brilliant.
for too long.
That's what I had
Good.
to do. You're welcome.
He's been extremely stressed these days. I don't think he'll listen to me anymore, but he'll listen to you. She could have pretended to be me and handled his call, but she passed it over to me. Thanks,
She's a good sister.
Mion. See you, Shion. Before she hung up, I put the handset down. Then after a second, I dialed the number in a flash.
All right.
I heard the dial tone. 3 times. 4 times. It doesn't fit Akasaka's technique. And there he was.
Hold your residence.
He sounded like an adult. His voice sounded a bit tired too, but it definitely was the voice I loved. I got scared. I was scared that he might become sulky again if I mentioned my name. I couldn't open my mouth for a while. Is that you, Satoshi-kun?
Oh, sorry that I called you so suddenly. Are you okay now?
That was the Satoshi-kun I knew. He didn't sound cold like the other day. Oh, fuck, we're about to get the fucking phone call that...
But I thought it was Mion who got that call.
No, I didn't. I definitely did not think that for 1 second.
Oh, I know,
but
some people might.
it hadn't occurred to me that was like the thing that happened the day before Watanagashi.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun.
Go. It is.
Yes. I'm okay now.
Good.
I have 1,500 seconds, Shion.
Oh, I have 1,500 seconds. Ah!
After that, he went silent. I felt the urge to start a conversation. It wasn't fair. He was the one who called in the first place. Then, he finally spoke.
I'm truly sorry for what happened the other day.
I'm sorry too.
You don't have to apologize, because I was the one in the wrong.
That's just blatantly untrue. If this were a face-to-face conversation, he would be stroking my head. Look at you, you fucking hopeless...
Degenerate.
Hopeless tragic.
Tragic love story.
It was sad just talking to him over the phone. I won't forgive those people who forced us into this situation. You might be close to them, but it was never you personally, so I wanted to apologize.
No, please.
Wait, hold on. Have we
mixed it up? Is it the other way around? I'm not sure. Hold on.
Just keep going. Just keep
Okay,
going.
fuck it. Here we go. Please don't apologize. I was selfish and didn't try to understand your situation very well.
Oh, come on.
Just tell us who is speaking.
That's the 1 point.
How many points?
That's
Just
the
1
1 point. The next one's 0.
So don't get too excited. Garbage. I don't even know. I think it might be the other way around.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Carry on.
All right, go.
We apologized to each other a few times.
God damn
Come on,
this.
who's this going to be?
I don't know.
If you get... come on. You could have gotten 0 points for this line.
I wasn't. What? It wasn't my line.
But if you'd guessed who it was, you could have gotten 0 points for it.
No, I refuse. Mind you, if you're speaking there, then I guess we did get it right. It's confusing.
Well, I guess we get 0 points then.
We got 0 points then. Perfect.
Pop the graphic.
Just pop it up, make the little ding sound, and then just drop it.
Are you alright, Satoshi-kun? You're working and you're under a lot of stress. Isn't that too much to handle?
I quit my job since I have enough money now.
Enough money to what? Satoshi to fucking run away? Oh, you did? That's good. You don't have to push yourself anymore then. That's not true. That's not how hardworking people work. That's really good. Satoshi-kun tried to say something, but he dropped it instead.
Satoko has it far worse than me. Seems like it... What? What? What?
Just carry on. Let's just...
Seems like it's...
Just pretend...
Is she alright? That doesn't seem like a Satoshi line. Then, like, why is that, like, lying
Well,
there?
I think the first line might be saying that she's apologizing because she's now realized that Satoko has it bad as well.
I see. So Satoshi tried to say something, but then didn't say anything. So Shion jumped in. This is a very confusing scene. And I don't know why. Probably because of the black screen and the distinct lack of sprites.
Yeah, if only there was a thing that could help guide who was talking on screen.
If only that existed, but that's a
shout out to that one person who's halfway through their comments saying, "Oh, this is a patch you can install.
This is a patch that will make it easy for you. Get out of life."
Otherwise, we couldn't claim 7 points like we're about to.
It's true.
There we go. 3 points to go.
Yay! You want to take it from the top?
Seems like it. Is she all right?
Does she look all right to you?
He suddenly sounded upset. I'd messed up. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was so stupid.
True.
I'd ruined this miraculous conversation with him.
True.
Satoshi-kun didn't respond to my apology. So I stopped apologizing.
She was tortured until she was literally torn up. And everybody abandoned her. Everybody did.
I didn't. I tried to calm him down. I hated what I just said because of how hollow it sounded. I had no idea what to say next. I felt guilty. Satoshi-kun was desperate to protect Sadako from their evil aunt. But I'd wished that Sadako would die tomorrow because of the curse. I was trampling on his desperate hope.
Satoko can't take it anymore. So...
He cut himself off in the middle and went quiet for a moment. He must have been choosing his words carefully. Then he finally spoke. His words sounded hollow.
I mean... I wanted to have fun. For one night.
I'm a be real. I did get the friction chills just then from that line. That was good.
It's very good.
Huh? What do you mean?
What's an Higurashi festival is tomorrow, isn't it? I want you to take her there.
Yeah, I can do that, but why?
She's exhausted, so I think she'd be happy if she could get away from her aunt for even just one
This
night.
is a much better excuse than Keiichi gave.
It's great, isn't it?
I have something I need to do.
Don't ask me about it, I swears.
I'm going to murder. Sorry,
I'm going to pick some flowers over in the fields over there. I'm going to get 1,500 of them.
But Aladdin!
It's a good voice. That's how I do your Keiichi voice. It's just the younger.
But why?
Tragic voice time. Why?
It's not that I didn't understand why he wanted her taken to the festival. But I didn't understand is why he was asking me to do that. Was there any reason he couldn't take her there himself?
The echoes of the past. The echoes.
Or the future?
Or the future. Either one, really.
I had a hunch that he might disappear, so I kept asking.
What do you mean? Why?
Why don't you take her yourself? Don't say it. He fell silent. Satoshi-kun isn't good at lying or keeping secrets. Yes, you've known him for so long, too.
Yeah, she knows him really well.
It was clear that he wanted to hide something.
I just have some stuff that I need to take care of with my work tomorrow.
From the job you just quit?
I can't go to the festival.
Foolish boy. He was lying.
This is why you lead with the lie and then add facts on top of that. You don't tell her a bunch of true stuff.
You have a lot of experience in lying, Ben?
I do. I have too much. It's
Okay.
terrible.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, I've never lied to you.
But he was also stubborn. I don't believe that for a second.
I've never lied to
He was
you.
also stubborn. He wouldn't admit it if I accused him.
Look, I'm a chronic liar, okay? It's a problem. The sun is green.
That's not a lie. You're just fucking wrong.
Oh, what if it was a lie, though? Mion, can you take her there tomorrow?
I wouldn't want to look after Sadako, even at Sadashikun's request. But I'm also glad he's relying on me.
I know it's ridiculous to ask for your help after that incident, but you're the only person I can turn to now. Wouldn't a better lie have been like, maybe if you go to the festival with her, you'll like bond with her? Like,
You're telling me that someone in Higurashi can't fucking talk sensibly? I'm shocked.
God damn it, Satoshi.
I'm absolutely bewildered.
Oh, Satoshi, please.
I didn't know what to say. I did know, though, that I wasn't going to turn down his request.
You better not.
Okay. But just for tomorrow. All right?
That's all I need. I hope you keep looking after her.
Oh, that's ominous. What are you saying?
Beep.
I won't do that.
Beep the phone.
Just for tomorrow. He sounded as if he would go.
Get wrecked. Get wrecked.
He sounded as if he were going to disappear tomorrow. I didn't like the sound of that, so I intentionally sounded sulky. We talked about trivial stuff for just a little while. When the conversation was almost over, Satoshi-kun asked something else.
Hey, Mion, I really hate asking this since you might think I'm crazy for saying it, but...
What?
You, don't believe in it, right?
Don't believe in what? I didn't actually look at the screen. I looked back at it. I was like,
I
oh, that is the
mean,
line.
There you go. You're psychic.
I am.
Oh, in Oyasho-sama's curse.
I really enjoyed how the frame rate leapt up when
Brilliant.
the music stopped. Beautiful.
Brilliant. Truly poetic.
What are you talking about, Satoshi-kun?
Oyasho-sama curses those who leave the village, right?
That's the rule. Every kid in the village knows that. Yeah, that's the rule. I've never heard Mion repeat herself.
You mean Shion?
Damn it. I did that one on purpose. I was hoping you would
Oh,
notice.
okay, sure. You put me in charge of something, I'm doing it. Point to
Okay.
Higurashi.
Good. What's with that suddenly? Are you planning to leave? Though I was kidding, I wanted him to deny it.
I'm not thinking about that
I've already made up my mind.
anymore.
Oh God, he did say it. He admitted that he had thought of it. I guess Rena told me that much.
Good work, Rena.
That's good. So you're not leaving the village?
No, but I haven't been forgiven yet.
Well, Satoshi-kun tried to say something but hesitated. He was breathing so heavily. Was he sick? Hey, do you feel alright, Satoshi-kun?
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm fine.
I guess you're tired. I think you should get some rest. He sounded distinctly more sickly from when this conversation had started. He breathed heavily when punctuating his words. Satoshi-kun repeated his question.
Mion, I'll ask you one more time. Do you believe in Oyasho-sama's curse?
Every time we have this, like, tell me, pause, do you believe? I always think of fucking Davy Jones' line from Pirates of the Caribbean. Tell me, William Turner, do you fear death?
Yeah.
What did he want me to say? Could I make him feel relief with my answer? How should I respond? The answer was simple. There's no curse. There can't possibly be.
Uh-oh.
I didn't know what was bothering me. Him, rather.
I was going to say, not that it's bothering me either. Lol.
But I wanted to make him feel better by laughing his worries away. But Sadashi-kun instead fell silent. I couldn't tell if he was happy with my answer or not. One thing was certain, I didn't make him feel any better.
I'm sorry that I asked such a weird question.
Sorry. Felt like I let him down, so I apologized in a rush.
Whether it's a real curse or somebody's conspiracy, I won't disappear. And I won't fall victim to it.
You won't disappear.
No. Not until I buy that teddy bear.
Interesting. You thought I had more to say on that?
I don't know, maybe. Whenever you say interesting, you usually have some crazy theory. I'll get the money pretty soon. I won't go anywhere until then.
He chuckled. I love that he's like, I won't disappear. Yet.
Yeah, he totally does. It's great.
Like,
yeah.
you know, when Keiichi was going through this same situation next year, there's like an absolute lack of self-awareness he has, which, you know, is obviously one of the best parts
It's very
of it.
charming, yeah.
But, like, this time, Sadashi is clearly a lot more self-aware of, like, the situation he's in, I think.
Yeah, as I was trying to kind of touch on 1 or 2 parts ago, there's a very real sense of doom of this whole shebang because we're in the past and we've been through 4 separate arcs where bad shit has happened and we know what's going on. Having Sadashi be like, I think I'm probably doomed, like, makes a lot of sense.
It is pretty great.
It's fantastic.
I knew he was trying to relieve me, but it worked the opposite way. He sounded as though he didn't care what would happen after he bought the teddy bear. It's almost like that's the truth.
Oh, my aunt is home. I have to go. I have to go shopping me baseball bat.
It's so great because that's what's just happened, right? He's put down the phone, picked up the fucking baseball bat, and we have no idea. Like, we're not going to get any image of that, but we know that from context.
Of course we do.
It's brilliant.
It's fantastic.
That's how you do foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Post-shadowing, that's what it's called. Okay.
Mion.
Even though he wanted to hang up the phone because of his aunt coming back, Sadashi-kun took a breath to tell me something important.
I'll leave Satoko to you.
I should have said yes right away, but I still couldn't forgive Sadako. So I just kept quiet. Man.
Forget what I said. Bye.
Oh. He was obviously disappointed. What had I done? I wanted to apologize. I wished I could. But it was too late. The dial tone left no doubt. Now that was depressing. You know, I had the impression from the previous arcs that, like, that Sadashi and Shion were a lot closer than they seem to be in this arc.
Yeah. Well, the survivor writes the history, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It definitely does frame that in a very different light.
It's very clever.
Plea ignored with an image of a baseball bat. Let's go.
Yeah.
This tip.
It's a torn diary. That's fun. Oh, boy.
Enjoy yourself.
I will. Let me just take a moment to really feel the moment. All right. Somebody whispered to me from behind. He told me that I was going to be the victim of the curse this year. So, I'm going to disappear soon. There'll be nobody left to take care of Satoko. Somebody whispered to me from behind. They told me that I don't have much time, that I won't stay as myself for much longer. So, I had to make the best of the days I had left. What could I leave for Satoko? She wanted that huge teddy bear. She wanted a peaceful life in which nobody would bully her. I whispered to the person at my back, "Bestow your violent nature and formidable strength upon me. I want your peaceful mind, filled with hatred." Is that it? Oh, I thought that was going to be more. I was enjoying myself
You
there.
thought you were going to get your next 1,500 seconds?
Yeah. That
Oh,
was
well.
fun though. I have enjoyed playing Sedashi though. I don't know how much more we're going to see, but you know.
I'm imagining he'll
the
appear
sweet
again
little-
later on.
Sweet little baby Satoshi, and then he's like, I'm gonna kill someone. It's gonna be great.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Next time.
Next time.